Diction. Diction is the careful selection of words to communicate a message or establish a particular voice or writing style. For example, could you be so kind as to pass me the milk? Versus, give me that. What else? I regret to inform you that that is not the case. Versus, you're wrong. Another, it is a pleasure to see you again. How are you today? Versus, hey, what's up? Okay, those are the dictions that we use. But how can we classify the diction? Okay. Diction is the style of speaking or writing determined by the choice of words by the speaker or a writer. A choice of words often separates good writing from bad writing. The word has to be right and accurate. Words should be appropriate to the context in which they are used. The choice of words should be such that the listener or reader understands easily. It is also important to get the message across. Wrong choice of words can easily divert listeners or readers, which results in misinterpretation of the message intended to be conveyed. So what are the purpose of diction in writing? Number one, to create a certain tone that supports purpose. So our choice of words can actually help us to convey our message, our theme, our objectives in writing clearly. What else? It supports the setting. Okay, the choice of words supports the kind of place wherein your story revolves. What else? It establishes a narrative voice or tone. It also establishes the emotion of the story. The choice of words can help you strengthen the emotion of the story. And lastly, it brings characters to life. So there are types of diction. Number one is formal diction. Formal diction is the use of sophisticated language without slang or colloquialism. Formal diction sticks to grammatical rules and uses complicated syntax, the structure of, or what we call the structure of sentences. So in formal dictions, we use formal words for formal situations such as press conference, presentations, and when you are speaking or talking to a formal person. So example, from Hamlet by William Shakespeare. What a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, no, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so. So that is an example of formal dictions. As you can see, the grammatical structure are all correct. The words are formal. Okay, the spelling are complete. In informal diction is more conversational and often used in narrative literature. This casual vernacular is representative of how people communicate in real life, which gives an author freedom to depict more realistic characters. So informal diction actually uses, of course, informal words for conversation, such as you're just writing an informal article, informal letter, or you're talking to your friends. For example, instead of saying it's all good, in informal, all is well. Okay. So as we know, the word well is more informal compared to good. I aced that quiz. So it is more formal compared to I earned an A on the quiz. Like I earned a 100. I earned a perfect score on the quiz. And then another, wish you were here. So it is informal because it lacks the pronoun I. For formal, I wish you were here. Okay, another kind of diction is pedantic diction or jargon. So this is when the writer is highly detailed or academic in their writing. So words are chosen specifically to convey only one meaning. It is sometimes used in literature when characters speak in a highly educated manner. So when we say jargon, these are words that are specifically used for a specific subject, a specific area, or a specific profession. So for example, cache, parang cache or cache. This is a computer jargon, a place for short-term memory storage. Yeah, like clear cache. Diba nakita niyo sa computer? Another, stat. It is a medical jargon, meaning immediately. Stat. Sweat equity. This is a business language or business jargon, meaning getting a stake in the business instead of paying. And code 8, it is a police naman, police language or police jargon. Officer needs help immediately, so that's what it means. Next is colloquial diction. Colloquial words or expressions are informal in nature and represents a region or time. So this is another type of informal diction, but is somehow specific on a certain place, a certain culture, a certain area. So examples are ain't and y'all. Ain't y'all. It adds color and realism to writing. So from Jack Steinbach's of Mice and Men, sure I will, George, I won't say a word. I won't say a word. Don't let him fool you in but if, sounds to let him have it. Never mind, I tell you when I hate that kind of guy. Look, Lenny, if you get in any kind of trouble, you remember what I told you to do? Lenny raised up on his elbow, his face contorted with thought. Then his eyes moved sadly to George's face. If I get in any trouble, you ain't gonna let me tend the rabbits. That is colloquial. So usually like black people, black American uses y'all, ain't, won't, coulda, shoulda, woulda. If you could remember, there is a song like that. Okay, another kind of diction is slang. So these are words that originated within a specific culture or subgroup but gained traction. So the word slang itself is short for shortened language. Slang means shortened language. Slang can be a new word or shortened or more modified word or words that takes on a new meaning. So for example, The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, a novel about the conflict between two groups of kids from opposite sides of town. So he uses the slang terms like fuzz for police, woofin for kitten, and heater for gun. Actually new words, so coined and slang words. So in Philippines, we have long silog, to silog, diba? Those are coined words ng ganisa sinangag itlog. Okay, so those are slang. And I think it's the last one, we have poetic diction. So poetic diction is driven by lyrical words that relate to a specific theme reflected in a poem. So it's usually used in a poem and create a euphonious or harmonious sound. Poetic diction usually involves the use of descriptive language, sometimes set to a beat or rhyming words. So just an example of poetic diction used by Alfred Lord Tennyson in Memoriam. I sometimes hold it half seen to put in words the grief I feel, for words like nature half reveal and half conceal the soul within. But for the unique heart and brain, I use in measured language lies, the sad mechanic exercise, like dull narcotics numbing pain, in words like weeds I'll wrap me over, like corsets closed against the cold, but that large grief which these enfold is given in outline and no more. So as you can notice, there are rhyming words here like seen, within, feel, reveal, brain, pain, lies, exercise, or more, cold, and unfold. So that makes the literature more poetic. Diction is the main thing that sets the tone of a piece. If your diction is formal, then the piece as a whole will come across as formal. If it's like quirky, then your writing will seem quirky, and so on. Diction doesn't have any specific rhetorical purpose. It just creates the overall sense of your work.